Hello everyone, this is Johannes.
And this is Cinema.
And you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we are taking a look at Inventors of the South Tigris.
We are, and this is a review copy sent to us from the publisher, so you know that before we go into anything else. So let's go into anything else. This is going to be a review. We're going to do a short overview in the beginning. It's not a rules breakdown. This isn't set up correctly. It's just like to show you a little bit about how the game works. You are going to be playing 4 rounds, or 3 if you're playing the short game. In the rounds, you're going to do actions with dice that are over here, and also with your cute little workers. On your turn, you're going to do 1 action. You can either use dice or workers. If you do a worker action, it's very simple. You go over here, you place your worker, you pay influence, and you do the action that you want to do. When you're doing the worker placement with dice, you're doing like the meat and potatoes thing about the game, which is making inventions, because in this game we are
Inventors
Yay!
of the South Tigris.
That is correct, because that is the name of the game. You're going to be inventing things, then you're going to be building them, then you might test them, and then you will publish them. And it's not that the same player has to do all of those steps. So I can build something that you made up, I can publish something that you built, and all these different things. So you're going to use your dice. You can only use dice that are available, and you can upgrade dice in different ways. You will use the colored dice, might give you bonuses. So what you're doing is you're placing the dice over here. Depending on what action you want to do, you choose the action, and depending on the numbers, you have also be able to match some numbers. You'll be paying coins to be able to use these craftspeople and upgrade them to travel up this tower of knowledge, I guess, because they're getting better at their job, so they have to climb up a tower. That's what I do in my job as well. Every time I get better, I have to climb up a tower. It sounds like a video game thing, like I level up the tower. You can also place dice in the workshop, where you will be activating the base workshop, and also you can get new workshop tiles that are then going to be better and give you bonuses. You're building up a little strategy there. That is basically what you're doing, and you're trying to score points. You get most of your points from using your craft people, upgrading them, getting all the way up to the top of the tower. That's not the top of the tower, it's somewhere else. But you're getting more and more points the farther up the tower you are. You're also going to score points for these different inventors, depending on if you made them, if you published them, and also they have end of game scoring. And now, I have talked a lot. There's a lot of things to say about this game. Can you say some of them?
Yes. First off, I want to say that this is a surprisingly heavy game. Mm-hmm. I think this is the heaviest game from in the Garfield, like something of the direction something series absolutely. From Garfield Games, and it is hard or difficult because it has such a tight economy. Mm-hmm. Because you're using money for everything basically, and you are constantly struggling between like how am I going to have enough money to pay these, because the better they get in the beginning here, this woodcrafts person only needs 1 coin to do his job, but as he gets better, he will get more and more expensive to use.
That is true. It's a very tight economy, and the fun thing, like last time we played especially, you had a very big coin strategy, got so much money, and I was feeling I was behind that. Both the other players were, but there's many ways to like get through it, and you can use different things, manipulate these to be able to get more coins, and if you have a lot of cards, you can spend them to flip them back again, and it's a very interesting thing, because then I was able to like move my way through that until I got a good economy, and we're going to talk a bit more about all these things, because there's many interesting things on this playboard, I think. One thing I have to say, which we don't always talk about rulebooks anymore in reviews, but I have to in this one, because we have not been a fan of the Garfield rulebooks. I was saying we. You never read a rulebook in your life.
I trust you.
Yes. Before. And the main reason has been because of the lack of explanations for different things. So I remember games where I just said, okay, you get all the symbols, good luck understanding it. You just have to be able to guess this symbol besides this symbol. Okay, I'm guessing it means this thing. So I was very happy to see that they had like all of the cards, the device cards, everything is explained. Every single workshop tile, every single thing that you can get is explained in here. So I just want to give that a thumbs up. I'm still not a big fan of the font. This is like a weird thing.
Yeah.
But I don't like the font in this rulebook. I don't like the layout.
You don't, like, people are still using fonts with serifs in their instructions. don't do that.
What
Just
does that
stop.
mean? I don't know.
With the little feet they're standing on.
Oh, okay.
Like the tiniest
I don't know if it's
thing.
that. It just like feels like it's a Word document that they didn't
It is
finish.
that.
But still, the best one I've read from Garfield, and always they're great to get through, but not the best. Let's talk about more interesting things.
Yeah,
let's talk about
the actions.
this.
Yes, because in this game, as you already spoke about, it has the same kind of main mechanism as in the other South Tigris games, where you have this mix of actions with the workers and action with the dice. And I think in this game, I really like the dice part.
Yeah.
Because you are having these multicolor dice that you really want to manage, either to activate certain workshop that needs specific colors, or to get bonuses when you do these different actions. So you're trying always to see how to use your dice, and these ones are not available. So when you get more dice, then you roll them and you place them in this available slot. And you're always also trying to not use all your dice. So trying to have some left over to use to next round, because then all the dice that you haven't used will be upgraded automatically.
I think that this, together with this, which I'm going to speak briefly about, we already spoke a bit about it, is my favorite part of the game.
Yeah.
I really like the puzzle of trying to, as I said, the one you use, go back here, trying to not use too many dice, because is it worth using them? But then I get some upgrades and all that. It's very interesting. And the same with this. We touched on it already, but the puzzle last time we played, and I love this, it's a strategy to get all of these as far up as you can, because you're going to score a lot of points for that. And I really enjoy doing that strategy. But it's kind of like, it's interesting because I had a few money, and the faster I upgrade these, because when this happened, there's nothing here. I'm going to move this down, I'm going to flip this and put it on the top. So now I'm going to get better income, I'm going to get an instant bonus when it happens, but also things get more expensive. So the faster you do that, the faster you need the money. And over here we have like the workshops. Let's talk a bit about that.
I think those are a very, what you call it, like a useful thing to, because all of these things that you can do cost a lot of resources.
Yeah.
This is kind of, I need to get stuff. I'm not getting points over here, but I'm getting stuff. And that is very important as well.
I will say that, and this is also a positive thing about the game, is that you can probably go for a very heavy thing here.
Yeah.
Do one action in one row. You have to pay if you do more in one row, and I like that as well, if you don't like build balanced. And then you can get a lot of stuff. Last time we played, I had like 3 pieces here, and last thing I just got. I didn't try to get it, I just got it. And you get them from moving on the ships. I almost said the road, but
It's clearly water.
What is it called? The river.
The river.
The river. The Tigris. The South Tigris.
Yes.
It's not a road. And you get to move them mostly when you test out the different designs. So over here, and when they're built and when they're published, you can test them by using colored dice, placing it up, and moving on the ship. So you will get then the workshops, and after you've gotten the workshops, or somebody has gotten the workshops, you can then get in abilities that are then going to be given you to permanent abilities, pausing abilities, or instant abilities. So getting some of these permanent ones and exploiting them is also a very interesting strategy.
It feels like a game that you can shape your... Yeah, you're doing a little bit of everything, but in one game you can be like, okay, I'm going to invent a bunch of things, not going to build a lot of them because somebody else is doing that, or I'm not going to invent that much, I'm going to build or publish them. And also I like that you can kind of you can decide what kind of colors of dice you want to use. So in, for example, this action, you can go here and pay 2, you don't have influence there. Okay, over here, and get blue dice. And then you don't get more dice, you just like switch out one of the whites you have, so you can like specialize or go balanced.
I really also like, because like if you listened to us before, you know that one of my favorite mechanisms in a game is make your own scoring. And that is a huge part of this game, because all of the invention cards are going to give you points for specific goals at the end of the game. Not if you invent the thing, but if you build or you publish it, you're going to get some points for like the specific things that the card says. And I really enjoy it. And this is, we're going to jump basically into player count, because especially in the 3-player game, it's really good.
Yeah.
Because you are trying, oh, I really want to go for that car, but I need this stuff. Hopefully I can get it before you because it's very good for you. Maybe because it's a point for doing it, but also going to give you points if I do that thing. And it's a very interesting interaction, I feel like.
Yeah, and this actually gave me very much the same, like, feeling as Inventions by Vital Lacerda,
Yeah.
which is weird to compare these two games because they're so different, but
Yes.
actually here, this interaction, that somebody builds it, somebody publishes it, you don't want to do everything yourself.
Nope.
That is, you probably want to jump on what other people are creating of scorings and such, and I thought that was cool.
It's really, really good if you play with more than 2.
Yeah.
Because we played 2 and 3. For a reason I will say soon, I will never play it with 4. But 2-player is good. I enjoyed playing a 2-player. It was like, this is a good game. I enjoyed doing the things. There's a dummy player that's going to block a couple of the spaces, make one space more expensive, move a bit on the river, and then also add some influence, which is points at the end of the game. And you can do like a blocking. There's bonuses up here, so I can block somebody. And if I pass, I can also place the other players. Haha, I'm going to stop you from getting that bonus. But then it's like static.
Yeah, I
So
didn't like that too much. I didn't like having some of these spaces blocked. I didn't hate it.
Nope.
I just really liked it more with 3 players.
Yes.
Because it felt more dynamic.
It also is long.
It is very long, and that's the reason that we won't play it with 4 players.
Yes.
Because with 3 players, it took us 3 hours.
Yeah.
And that's a long game.
I have to say though, even though it was long, and I think that if you play the same group again and again, it's going to be shorter.
Yes.
I don't think it's going to be a short game. I think like 45 minutes per player could be possible.
That could
but there
be
is a lot
possible.
of things you're doing, and also a lot of thinking going on because you have to make it work because it's pretty tight. But many times I play a 3-hour game, I'm kind of done after 2.
Yeah.
But here I'm almost having fun till the end.
Yeah.
Like I'm having fun till the end, but I'm almost having fun the whole time. Because most of the time it's not my turn. I have enough to think about what I'm doing on my turn. It's not one where I do my action and then I have to wait because I don't know what I can't think. There's I'm done already. I know what I'm gonna do, and things will change. Like I got that possibility and all of that. So I think that is a fantastic thing.
Yeah.
So I don't mind the time. I would have liked it to be 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's like half an hour here and there. Doesn't really matter. But no, this is not a short one. This is not like Architects of the West Kingdom.
No.
You can play it 50 minutes with 5 people. This is a long, crunchy game. So, I think that's it. We're going to do some more stuff. Who do you think is going to like this game? Do you think that I'm going to like it?
Yeah, I know that you like it.
Spoiler alert, I like it. So, who do you think is going to like it?
I think that if you like the South Tigris like main concept, I think you will like this too. This is my favorite game of these 3 in the series, and I think that you have to be okay with it taking a little time. But I think the 2 other games also were a little similar for me, and also it is a heavier one.
Yeah, I feel like for me, like just to make that clear, they have like, this is like a stairway with wayfarers being scholars we still have.
Yeah,
I liked it,
that's
and
good.
this is the best one. I think you need to be into tight games.
Yeah.
Like you need to like the crunchy Euros. This is, I will say, like the heaviest Garfield games. If you're used to their playing some of the games, it might be like, boom, this is very heavy. So it is like a few steps up. But if you enjoy many of the heavy games that we like, I think this is going to be like a Euro that you like. There was some luck in the dice rolling, but I never felt that I was doing bad because of the dice rolls.
No,
because
me neither.
When you move them up here, you get to the mitigation, and there's just like so many things you can do, and it's not always you need to have a high number. So there's always things to use the die for, and many times ways to manipulate it. So I don't feel like that is a big problem.
Me too.
So do you want to do some final thoughts?
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by this because the South Tigris series hasn't impressed me this far. So I was very happy that I liked this better than the other 2. I agree with your opinion that the Scholars one was the best.
Yeah.
Before this.
Yes.
My main issue is the time. As you said, it's not that much of a downtime issue. You can get it shorter, of course, but I would have loved it even more if it was a little shorter. And I would absolutely if I would recommend it to you, it would be to play it with 3 players.
Yes.
And so I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Okay, I think this is a great game. My feelings for this game changed a lot from 2 player to 3 players. With 2, I would not recommend it. If you like the dynamic and the interaction part of it, if you don't need that, which I think you should in this game because I think that's a big part of the game. Like this puzzle is fantastic, but without the tension of like the interaction here, which you miss a lot of in 2 players, I don't feel the game is that good. So with 3 players and 4, if you don't mind the length, if you're playing with the same group again and again, so you can get it down, I think it's a really good game. I'm going to give it an 8. I think it's a good game. And also, we're doing the paddle.
Oh, we are.
Yes, because we are supposed to do that
Yes,
in
we
reviews,
just
and we
forgot.
often forget.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, boom!
Double keep.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're keeping it.
I like it. I want to play Scholars again.
Yeah, me too.
And see how that's faring. But that's the end. Did you like this one? Have you enjoyed the other games in the South Tigris series? Let us know if you haven't played it or you're excited to do so. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel because it's free. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps us out more than you think. And also, it makes the winter in Norway warmer. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Johannes.
I'm Senna.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye-bye.